Good evening, Father. Good evening, ma'am. Ma'ams, Devya, Sridhar. Yesterday I missed you.
It's on mute.
I heard I listened to your comments, but I didn't see you on the screen. Okay. Welcome. So I have the list of names with me. So I keep going through the names so that I learn some names, more names, and become familiar with the participants.
Yeah.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Kishore Kumar Tiga. Actually, Mr. Kishore Kumar Tiga is from Assam. He's attending from Assam.
Many are from the other states.
Yes, yeah. So there's someone attending from. Yes, sister. Good evening, participants. Yeah, welcome to the 15th day of the certificate course in counseling skills. Over to Dr. Sister Shobna for a presentation. It's 6 o'clock.
Thank
Welcome,
you, sir.
sister. Yeah.
Thank you. So very good evening to you all. And I also welcome you all on the third day of our program. So today we are going to see the child counseling. Okay, the topic is on how we can work with the children. So how we have to do the counseling for the children. So let's see who is a child. According to WHO, infancy, the birth is up to second week. Babyhood is called as from second week to second year. Early childhood is from 2 years to 6 years. And late childhood is from 6 to 12 years. And again, pre-adolescence is from 14 to 13 years. And it varies according to different studies. It varies. So this is, I'm presenting to you according to WHO, World Health Organization. So importance of counseling children. Our main aim is to support the children or the child emotionally, socially, and for academic development. So our main aim is help them to balance their emotions and help them to come out of their social acceptance and for their academic development as such. So if we look at what is child counseling, it's a specialized field focused on helping children coping with, again, mainly the three aspects: emotional, social, and academic challenges. So here down you can see social, emotional, health, and well-being. So it's a comprehensive aspect. We are trying to look how we can help the child to be really healthy. So the infancy stage and later the child as such, counseling children is, since they are not able to express themselves verbally, mostly we use art and sand tray and play therapy. You can see this beautiful child with art therapy, the different colors that is being used. So sand tray therapy with the children. So you will see for other PPTs, how we are trying to help the children or coming to know the children doing this sand therapy, sand tray therapy it is called. Also, we need to have a session with the parents or single parent, preferably parents, both of father and mother should be there. That will have a more profit to the child. In the initial session with the parents or parent, first session with the parents prepares to get information about the situation that does not need to take about it in front of the child. So always we used to have a pre-session like with the parents before entering with the child, pre-session with the parents, so that we will have a sufficient information about the child, which not necessary to be said it in front of the child. So parents, the initial session, what are our focuses on? What is working well in the child? What does not work well? A little bit background about the family. And usually, commonly we see nowadays the single parent. Are the parents together? Are the parents separated? Or are they reparented families? Then step parenting issues are happening. Parenting disagreements. Quite often we see this among the children, and children are able to sense it, this disagreement, even if they are not able to verbalize it. Then boundaries, certain type of boundaries has to be kept. Strength and talents of the child, we need to know. What are the hobbies of the child? Then is there any issues that is happening among the siblings? Issues that bring the children to counseling. Especially we have noticed from the past experience, like emotional or behavioral problems. Quite often we can see emotional problem that is leading to behavioral problems. Who will benefit from the counseling? The parent or parents, child, and the whole family. I would rather say the whole family is going to profit out of it. So the assessment of who will benefit most and what depends upon what are the issues. Do they relate to the parenting or surrounding situation between parents? So when the child is having emotional problem, which is leading to behavioral problem, is a surrounding situation. How is it? We need to assess. Child's issues, again, behavioral, emotional, at home, at school, with friends, with the separation from parents, friends. All these are some of the problems the children are facing. We may think that children are not having much problem. We are providing everything for them. But we need to understand them with their emotions. We need to make connections with the children with their emotions. Then child's emotional signs we can see as common factor is fear, especially like a fear of monsters, certain type of nightmares they will come and tell us. Then fear of new things, anything new is fear for them, including a class teacher is changed. They are going from LKG to UKG, that itself is a fear for them. Or any new teacher is appointed, it's a fear for them. So fear of going to school and anything and everything for them, it's an anxiety or fear that is within them. So there is a general anxiety that they go through when we talk about it. Again, sadness, crying a lot. If you have an experience like who are school counselors, you will know. Children simply they'll be going on crying. When we ask them, there is no reason as such, but they have their emotional problems. They are filled with the emotional problems out of fear, out of sadness, out of anger, out of aggression. All this is piled up in their memory as such. Then being clinging at separations with the parents after moving from house, loss of friends. When they come back to the house, they are feeling loss of friends. When they go to the school, they are feeling loss of parents. So there is no balance for this in their thinking because repetitive thinking will be occurring into them. Then anger and aggression, quite often they will throw a type of temper tantrum, throwing things, just going and lying down wherever it is on the floor. And they want what they want. Maybe sometimes as simple things like when it is not asked for the whatever they have asked, and if they are not getting it, they just go and lie down, and they will be rolling over. You'd have noticed, especially parents who are attending, you will know that. So this is throwing things, generally anger after certain events and towards certain people, and especially like unfamiliar people. When they come, they are very fearful and angry towards them. Then they themselves will be destroying their toys. One day they will say, I like this toy, but at once the next moment they can even throw that toy, because they no imbalance in their emotions. And of course they will hurt their siblings. Now the recent past development is that they love their pets, but when they are having imbalance in the emotions, they may kick their pets. So we need to come to a conclusion, a type of age appropriate techniques like play therapy, storytelling, and art therapy. These are the common ones we use it in counseling to understand the client. You can just look at the PPT and observe the visuals that is being shown, the storytelling and the art therapy, play therapy. The most common is play therapy, especially with the children. Play is therapeutic in itself. See, most of the times they want to play, please allow them, because nowadays that is be not say so much so, because single parent is there, means children are not allowed to go, or not allowed to go to the neighbor's house, not allowed to go and play with the neighbor's children. So these are all some of the common factors which is creating more stress and more anxiety to the children. So what is play and sand tray therapy, and how does it work? So sand tray therapy has been developed by Jugadian therapists over 50 years ago. It's not a recent development. It's 50 years ago, almost 5 decades it has been there. She found that this kind of therapy is a non-intrusive, non-judgmental approach. The child expresses itself. It is non-judgmental. Quite often, we may judge the children according to our perspective, but always keep in mind there is another perspective of the child. So play is the natural language of a child. It works often in a symbolic level and lets children work in inner and outer conflicts out of the non-threatening way. So the non-threatening way is, which means we as adults or as a parents, we need to create a situation that the child is not going to be frightened of the situation, or not going to be frightened of the persons who are living in and around. Next one, self-directed play, that is storytelling. I'm sure many of you would have using it. Storytelling is, that is, figures are placed in the sand tray. The child either talks or silently places the figures in the sand and moving them around. I asked about the story and who is in the story. You can just observe. So this is the sand tray. We place different articles. We either tell them to say what is coming in their mind, or just silently observe them and ask them what is it. And the anger, sadness, anxiety, fear, all this can be learned from the very way they place all the articles in its place. So how does it work? Fears can be externalized as a dragon. So you'd have seen the adopted monsters in the sand tray. Then sadness can be expressed by choosing a figure that looks sad, or be isolating a figure. When they feel really sad, maybe the doll in their hand, they will simply isolate that. Maybe just keep it on the corner of it. And if it is a dragon, when they are frightened of dragon, then they will just take it and they themselves will be shivering. I have noticed children, they will be shivering with their dragon in their hands or the monsters. Then anger can safely be expressed, like if they have a toy motorbike or various figures, often we can see them that they will, the timing they use is very fast. They want to go and hit that. And repeatedly, they will be hitting against the wall, the doll that is been there, or any of the instruments that is in their hand as such. So this is the way this sand tray will be working. You can just look at it. The monster, dragon, and the other few articles that are there. Again, this is the child who was made the sand tray in a story form as such. You can see the child over there, doll, and the dragon, monster, some flowers are there, a bouquet of. So this is the way we can know how the mind of the child, what are the emotions the child is going through. Here again, different articles. The small car, if they're angry, they'll be just going on, sending it, hitting against the tray, coming back. So these are some of the ways: anger, fear, sadness. Mainly these are the three common negative emotions we assess from the children. So some of the skills that the kids needed: learning to have courage. Even in that stage, whether they are small children or bigger one, they need to create courage. They need to challenge their fears. So we, as an adult or a parent, create that situation, turning fears into challenge that can overcome these challenges. The fear can be overcome by challenging them. Then creating support to help challenge fears. Then a certain type of reward system. Quite often I have noticed in the school setup, teachers will be giving them chocolate or certain types of balloons or some flowers. That is a reward system that has been happening. So I have seen like when they cry, as soon as the teacher will take and give a chocolate, the cry is over. So these are some of the reward system. It will work out for the children. So counseling aims to provide children a safe space to express their thoughts and emotion. Here you see the teacher is trying to help the child how to assess the emotions in the picture. So I think this is not much practiced in India. In other countries like European countries, just like we are teaching the children the different colors when they are 3 years or 4 years, the foreign countries, they teach their children all about emotions. Now, if I ask how many of you are thorough with your own emotion that you are going through just now, I think we have a doubt, right? We are not able to assess it. So if we are in touch with our emotions, then it's very easy even to understand the child, what type of emotion the child is going through. So assessing your own emotion, being in touch with your own emotion, which will help the child to understand their emotions. And child also will have an observational learning from the parents or the adult who is in the family. So make sure the child is given an opportunity to learn what are different emotions, especially the happy emotions and the sadness, fear, and anxiety. All these are the negative emotions. So let's try to promote the positive emotions and discourage for the negative emotions. So these are some of the emotions. You can see how the fellows are with their facial expressions. Okay. So here the objectives of child counseling: help children understand and manage their emotions. As I said it earlier, when they are 3 years and 4 years itself, we need to start helping them to assess their emotion, to know their emotions, and how to balance. They may not be. At least let them become familiar with their emotion, what emotion they are going through. Even after a cry, you can ask them, what emotion did you go through just now? When they throw some temper tantrums, what emotion did you go through just now? So you can ask them. Then support children in developing social skills and self-confidence. See, if the child is confident with himself or herself, the social skills will be very easy. Again, address behavioral issues and providing coping strategies. So the basic is, as a parent or an adult in the family, help them to build high self-confidence, high self-concept for the child. So that will help the child to solve half of their problems. So here you can see the happiness, sadness, angry, afraid, shy, guilt, jealous, loud, hopeful. Maybe you could take out a printout of it. You can even ask your own children, what is the emotion this? This is the way you can teach the children how to assess their own emotions. It's not that easy, I know, but at least let's give them an opportunity to become aware of it. So assist with academic challenges and stress management. Look at the girl who is sitting there. She's literally asking for a help because schoolwork, bullying that is happening, tuition, depression, exams, grade, relationship, peer pressure, self-esteem, assignment, I already said it. So various factors are there. The students are not having a consistency, what to focus, what to give priority, unable to prioritize what has been done, and poor time management, poor relationship. So these are all causing the children a lot of stress. So we as counselors, our duty is to help the children manage their emotions, especially how to manage their stress. Preparation is the best. Building relationship is the another concept. So let's also see what are some of the child's behavior. We explained it as the years goes, the late childhood, aggressive behaviors. Again, as we said it, kicking things, destroying like things like toys, hitting or kicking others. Even like first standard and second standard, we always hear complaints saying that this boy hit me, that boy hit me. They won't even know how to say properly English, but still they will come and say, she hit me or that boy hit me. So siblings and friends bullying others. Now this has become a very common bullying, especially cyberbullying also is coming into the forefront in the school setup. Then acting out at school, not listening. If you do the counseling, the teachers, especially the lower class primary schools and all, teachers will say, nowadays children are not listening to us. That respect is not there. So they are not able to listen, not obeying. And some of the parents, when we have workshop or conferences, they will say, whatever the teacher says, my child obeys. Whatever I say, maybe the mother is a university professor, the teacher is a primary teacher only, but still the child will listen to the teacher, not to the mother as such. Then being disrespectful to others, backchatting to parents, not wanting to go to school. We have number of school dropouts out of fear, out of bullying. All this is causing the children, especially here again, this dropout is they are not able to manage their emotions. Then something that they have observed, shyness and feeling anxious about going to school. This shyness again is lack of self-confidence. So these are some of the child's behavior. The most common issues we face by children is family conflict and divorce of the parents. Because the recent past, the Maryland University has done a study on saying how the children are getting emotionally imbalanced. The main cause, they said, is family conflicts, that is a conflict between the parents, and divorce cases. Of course, other cases are contributing factors, anxiety and depression, bullying and peer pressure, academic stress and learning difficulties, low self-esteem, and identity struggles. So I think most of us are from family. So we have to keep in mind, especially people who have children at home, make sure there should not be any family conflict. And if there is, come to an understanding as early as possible. and divorce should be forbidden. Now, more and more divorce is happening in all the states. I heard in one of the news reporters saying that at present in Tamil Nadu, around 56,000 divorces are in waiting. So this is the scenario almost in all states we can see. So make sure this type of behaviors can cause a lot of emotional problem. Even children can go into bipolar disorders or other mental illnesses. What is the role of a child? Role of a child counselor? Obviously, emotional support. I'm sure it's not possible as a counselor doing this physically, but little exaggeration is here with the visuals, though it is not possible. But to that extent, we need to give emotional support to the children, helps children process feelings of anxiety, sadness, anger, and fear. These are the main negative emotions we are all facing. Obviously, the children are faced. Then behavioral guidance, assist in addressing aggression, defiance, that is, yesterday we talked about the resistance and reluctance, and also the withdrawal. When we look at the academic assistance, provides tools to cope with school-related stress. Okay, there are a lot of problems that is happening within the school, lack of understanding between the friendship circle. Quite often I hear children coming and saying that I have no friends at all. In their class, there will be 40 students. The school, there will be about 3,000 students. But they will come and say, I have no friends at all. So this is the fear that they are going through. So this family meditation, the simple term, it is called as family meditation, coming together, eating together, spend some time together. That is the most important thing we need to have it. So as a child counselor, we always promote telling the parents that it is very, very essential. At times I have noticed like children coming and saying, I have not even seen my father for 1 month, because by the time child comes from the school, father is not there. And by the time he gets up, father is not there. So they are busy with their work. Children are really, really going through emotional pain. So for that, this family meditation, we call it as how to improve parent-child relationship and communication. Eat together, spend some time for the children, especially mothers can ask what had happened in the school. I'm sure most of you will be doing it, but pay attention to it. So we as a child counselor, we have to promote the parents to spend some time with their children. They quite often they openly come and say that my parents are not spending time. And recently I saw one video also. If next generation, if there is a life for me in the next generation, I would like to be a mobile. Then the other person is asking why? Because my parents are always with mobile. When they sleep, they are with mobile. When they are eating, they are with mobile. So I can be a mobile and be in the hands of my parents. So this is recently I just saw a video. Okay. So counseling children enhances emotional well-being and resilience, supports better academic performance and motivation, encourage healthy social interactions and relationship, as I already explained it, helps children develop effective problem solving, and I will also add decision making, maybe a tip of creative thinking, critical thinking, and coping skills. So these are all essential for us as a counseling the children, promote their emotional deviate their emotional disturbances. What are some of the future trends in child counseling? You will see many hands. It's not only the teachers, it's not only the parents. We as a society have a responsibility to bring out the children. So I think the most happiest country is Finland. The reason is that if the child is growing up, neighbors have a responsibility And the parents, of course, teachers, of course. So the society take the responsibility. They say it's like if the parents go for a dinner, they go and eat after giving to the child is will be playing in and around. So the hotel people will be taking care of the children. So it is a responsibility of the society. So I think many hands are needed in order to help the child. So integration of digital tools and online counseling is available now. Greater focus on mindfulness and emotional intelligence training. Here, the mindfulness, I think all of us are facing this problem. We all have a tendency either to live in the past or in the future, not in the present. Why should we think of the dead past or the unknown future? Let us be mindful, be present in the moment. Then, early intervention programs in schools and communities, expanding parental involvement in counseling sessions. Some of the key takeaways due to the problem that is been happening, you can see depression, anxiety, eating disorders, the head that has been there. Child counseling plays a vital role in emotional and social development. Addressing childhood challenges early leads to better long-term outcomes. In India, we still have the, sorry, some interruption has happened, I think.
Yeah, probably you could stop sharing and you can come back.
I'm out of the Zoom now.
No, you are in Zoom, but you are out of sharing link. So kindly open the PPT again, then go to share, then you can start sharing.
Only PPT is on.
PPT is on.
Yeah.
Oh, kindly stop sharing, sister. Come back again. So at the moment it says you are not sharing anything.
I think I have to join again. I am not out of it, no?
You are not out of it, you are online. You cannot be out of it because you are one of the co-hosts.
Yeah.
So what you must do, kindly stop sharing.
I stopped sharing,
Okay,
but only
then
my PPT is coming. I can see the PPT.
you could, yeah, open PPT, keep it open and go to share at the bottom. Click share.
It's not
When you
appearing.
click, yeah, it's not appearing. Yeah. So,
I think I'll end the show and then I'll start.
yeah. You can do it. No problem. Yes, you can do. No problem. You can come back again. Or you can close the PPT, open it again. Yes. All right. So let's wait for a little while. So in the meantime, I have already shared yesterday's and day before yesterday's PPT of Dr. Sister Shobna for your perusal. So kindly go through that and learn from the PPT, especially for those people who would not attend the classes today. Kindly do that. Also, every evening, we are posting the recording of the same day's proceedings in our YouTube channel. So we wish that all of you attend the classes online. Suppose for any emergency cases, if you are unable to attend the classes, kindly go to our YouTube channel, and the whole class will be available in the YouTube channel. Mr. Mohan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sister is having some difficulties.
Sister, வெளில போயிட்டாங்க சார் மீட்டிங் விட்டு.
அதான் yeah. ஸோ மறுபடியும் உள்ள வர சொல்லியிருக்கேன். திடீர்னு அவங்க பிபிடி disappeared.
Okay, sir. No issue, sir. What is sir? Wait,
okay.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, she's coming back. Okay, yes. You're back, sister. Zero 12 for Dr. Okay. Anuradha Paliwal from Rajasthan. Yes. Dr. Anuradha Paliwal. Good evening.
Okay.
Yes, you're back? All right. Okay, sister. So otherwise I was able to speak to Dr. Anuradha Paliwal from Rajasthan. She's from Rajasthan. Welcome.
Thank you. Sorry for the
No problem. Yes.
What happened? Suddenly So we were talking about the key takeaways. So the child counseling plays a vital role in emotional and social development. Addressing childhood challenges early leads to better long-term outcomes, and combination of therapeutic techniques and family support enhances effectiveness. The future of child counseling continues to evolve with the technology and awareness. That's the one we were talking about. Here, some of the additional resources for child counseling is we need to have a therapeutic approaches, some of the books and manuals, because it's not enough what I have given. So you can do it by your own. So some of the books I am just giving you, then online platforms that is available in and out of India, and practical tools for counselors regarding child counseling, and support networks and helplines. So when we look at some of the theoretical approaches are obviously cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which we already spoke about it, and play therapy like sand tray therapy and art therapy. This is something very, very much in demand as such. Quite often in schools now they are supporting not about the art therapy. Just simply ask the child to draw what he feels. From that itself, you can assess the child, what type of emotion the child is going through. Then narrative therapy, that is helping the child to rewrite their story. Simple example like child will be coming and telling all about negativity as such. Even I'm not good looking. Maybe the skin color is little bit of dark. Say I'm not good looking, or I'm not beautiful, or all this. So we can help them to rewrite that story. That is a narrative story. Anything that speak, help them to write it positively. Quite often I do is like, if they say one negative about themselves, I ask them to write 3 positive about themselves. So that has worked a lot and children are very happy about it. Then mindfulness-based therapy, especially like how to relax, deep breathing exercises, and like a type of becoming conscious about their thoughts, pause for a while and become conscious about it. So these are some of the techniques that you can help the child to do it. Then some books that are available is The Whole Brain Child by Daniel. So this is how the brain development takes place. Similarly, the emotional regulation. Maybe if you could see the anatomy of the brain, especially that take out the limbic system, there you will see amygdala, hippocampus, hypothalamus. All these 3 parts are covered with negative emotion, because this negative emotion as well as memory is controlled by these 3 parts. So obviously they will forget what they studied. Just for an example, some students will come and tell us, sister, I studied so well, but as soon as I entered the examination hall, I totally forgot about it. It was because of the fear. Because the amygdala, the hypothalamus and the hippocampus was covered with the fear there. So there was a shadow in their memory because of this negative emotions. So in that it is very well, it is explained. Then how to talk so kids will listen, and listen so kids will talk. So Ellen, that is also another book that will help you. Then CBT Toolbox for Children and Adolescents by Lisa. Trauma Through Child's Eyes by Peter Levin. The Invisible Staring by Patrick Katz help children cope with their anxiety, loss, and grief, especially when they have a too much pressurized negative emotions. So these are some of the books. Then some online resources and courses that are available, because yesterday somebody was asking about how to strengthen their knowledge. So this type of resources and courses can help you. Child Mind Institute is there offering a lot of articles and resources on child mental health. Then American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. You can do this in online. A lot of information on various child psychological issues alone. Then Minded, it's a UK-based free learning program. Then Association for Play Therapy offers guidance, play therapy techniques. Now, we already learned about play therapy, a little bit of it, but there are different techniques how you can use it. Then Coursera Udemy, that is online course on child psychology and counseling. Then some of the practical tools for counselors are emotion card. Yesterday, I was trying to tell you, measure your emotion in a 10-point scale. Same way you can ask the child to have a certain type of different types of emotions and ask them, visualize to help children to recognize their feelings. Then Santre therapy for kids, feeling journals. Ask them what is the feeling you had in the morning as soon as you got up. When they went to school, what was the feeling? And when they came back from the school, what was their feeling? After eating, what is their feeling? This is a method that we can use it. It is not 100% assurance is not given, but slowly you can help them to develop it. Then storytelling and puppetry. Again, they can express, by storytelling, they can express their emotions, because you can really see the nonverbal communications when they are sad, when they are angry. They may not use the words as such, but the nonverbal communication and symbolic way of expressions are very well can be appreciated. Then social skills games, tools to develop communication. Again, all this can be to certain extent balanced if they have a good communication skills. Verbal, nonverbal, and symbolic type of communications. Then some of the support networks and helplines are National Child Traumatic Stress Network, provides research articles. Then Child Helpline International, It's a global network for child helplines. We have in India also child helpline. You can contact them. Local Psychological Association. Many countries have dedicated Child Psychology Association with resources and different types of training. Literally for each infancy stage, how adulthood, late childhood, early childhood, pre-adolescence, adolescence, adult, elderly, all these types are given in a separate. So here is a point for us now, a case study. Lily named struggling with anxiety. The background is Lily is 9 years old, displayed signs of extreme anxiety, not participating in school activities. Here the counselor's intervention is play therapy and relaxation therapy, where Lily expressed her fears. The outcome is Lily became more confident, engaged in class, and built a type of free mindset, and were able to build a self-confidence as such. Now, here the discussion question is, what were Lily's key challenges? First question. Second one, how did the counselor's approach benefit her? Third, what additional strategies could be used in similar cases? Due to lack of time, we will not go into breakthrough room, but sir, if they could unmute, some of you could just share a few reflections of this. Dr. Balaya, can you ask him to unmute the mic?
Mr. Mohan,
Sir,
will you
done, sir.
unmute the mic, please? Yes, done, yes.
So good evening, sister. Good evening, John, sir.
Good
So
evening.
the first question, let me answer. What was Lily's challenges? Lily was facing extreme anxiety and was also hesitant to participate in school activities. That was because of her anxiety. Maybe her thought process would be like she may end up in negative things. So this would be the answer for the first question, sister.
Okay.
I know.
Second one. How did the counselor approach benefits her?
Toilet.
Benefits her. Obviously, it is already given there.
Yeah, the counselor's approach made her more confident and she was able to participate on all the upcoming events with more confidence built and provided by the counselor. And it was also like turned her to make a friendship phase towards her friends based on the counselor's approach. That was the benefit that she was taken up, provided by the counselor, sister.
Okay.
And the third question, what additional strength could be used in similar cases? The first step that was used by the counselor itself, that is mentioned as the play therapy and the relaxation techniques, is been mentioned. But apart from that, if they would have been used the art therapy or the narrative therapy, it would have been more enhanceful for the child, is what believe from my end, sister.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, anybody else like to add a few more points?
Good evening, sister.
Good evening. Welcome.
Sister, the storytelling therapy is there, and so the counselor can ask the girl to say some little stories, and she can appreciate what all the things that is that she has told. Then she can give more of appreciations, and using this reward system also, she can reward her. And this can be repeated in 2 or 3, 4 sessions, and having small little audiences, so that she can gain an interest in the school activities. This can also be done, sister. Thank you, sister.
Very good. Very good. Reinforcement. Yeah. Yes, reward system.
Sister, is it okay that only the counselor plays a role in this, or should the class teacher or the parent can also help the children?
Yeah, sure. It is a parent the class teacher, maybe the caretaker, all have a role in it. That's the reason you remember the PPT I showed all many hands there. It is some total of everybody's care has to be given. It's not only the counselor alone. Counselor is a guide over there, pinpointing, okay, these are the ways can. But parents have play a very greater important role, and the teacher. Okay, anybody else like to share? Otherwise, we'll go to the next one. The next topic is on adolescence. Am I audible and clear? My PPT?
Yes, sister.
Okay. So here we are going with the adolescents are the young people aged between 12 to 19 years. Again, it varies. Some say it's up to 18 years. This is according to WHO. Adolescent stage is 12 to 19 years. Here, adolescence counseling is a process between an adolescent and counselor in a trusting relationship to help the child or adolescent.
முடிஞ்சிருச்சா எல்லா வேலையும்?
Kindly mute your mic, please. Okay. So here we explore and make sense of a traumatic experience that has happened to them. Maybe child would have faced certain type of death of a parent or close relative. There's maybe like abusive situations. Quite often, recent past, I have seen is like sexual abuses that has been happening. So these cases, we have to take it into consideration. So what is our aim mainly is help them emotionally, socially, and to face the academic challenges. So what is the aim of adolescence counseling? It's aimed at helping young people make sense of their feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. Hope you remember last time we talked about the 3 H's: head level, heart level, and hand level. Head level is a thought, heart level is a feeling, and your hand level is your behaviors. So it focuses on supporting the behavioral, emotional, and social growth of adolescents. It is to assist children and adolescents recover their self-esteem and confidence. I would rather say high self-confidence. It helps them understand that the trauma was not their fault and to address any fear or anger they are feeling. So what exactly is adolescence counseling? It's a specialized form of therapy focused on teenagers, their unique emotional, 3 aspects: emotional, social, and academic needs. Helps adolescents navigate identity formation, peer relationship, and family dynamics. Use techniques such as CBT, talk therapy, and peer support. So the whole PPT explains about how to go ahead even. So what are the objectives of adolescence counseling? Provide emotional support and coping strategies, improve self-esteem and confidence, help adolescents manage academic and social pressures, strengthen family communication and relationship. What is the role of an adolescence counselor? Again, as we spoke for the children, emotional support, like addressing the issues like anxiety, depression, and stress. Behavioral guidance helps with risk-taking behaviors and self-discipline, It's one of the very, very important. We always try to help the students how to discipline themselves, not only in their movement as such, in their thinking as such. Again, academic support, assist in motivation, time management, and career planning. Here again, the family meditation, what I meant is like building or bridging communication gap between teens and parents. The most important part is eating together, giving time for your children. Common issues faced by adolescents is peer pressure and poor social acceptance when they feel that they are not socially accepted. Then academic stress and career uncertainty, family conflicts and independent struggles, identity crisis and self-esteem issues, mental health concerns like anxiety and depression. Importance of counseling adolescents helps teen to develop emotional intelligence and resilience. See, there is a greater role that we have to have it regarding our emotional intelligence. Earlier, we thought intelligent quotient is the essential. Of course, that is needed, but emotional intelligence is very much important. If you are able to balance your emotions, even you are in touch with your emotions, what emotions you are going to pour it out. So you need to have a balance. Here, when we talk about balance of emotional intelligence, here it is a self-management, social management. So that is how you can manage becoming aware of it yourself. Self-awareness and social awareness. Self-awareness will lead to self-management. Social awareness or relationship management will lead to social management as such, or relationship management. Then this guides them in making informed life choices, because you can make your own priority. Reduces the risk of substance abuse and self-harm. Now, you must be hearing in the newspapers and the news channels, quite often young children are getting into different types of ganja or different types of substance abuse. So encourage healthy relationship and self-awareness. Some aspects of adolescent counseling is need for body image counseling. See, as they grow in this adolescent stage, they become very conscious about their body build. Nowadays, we can see many are going to the gym, but they're also aware of their skin texture, the color of the skin, all this. So adolescents often struggle with body image issues due to social media, influence, peer pressure, and unrealistic beauty standards. Now, girls, they always look for who is the best outstanding actors or actresses. They want to imitate them. Or like Aishwarya Rai, Miss Universe, Sushma Sen. We all can't be like that. So these are some of the problems of the adolescents. They're trying to imitate them. And they try out different cosmetic things to become just like them. Then, how counselor can help is promote self-acceptance by challenging unrealistic societal ideals, address eating disorders. Here, it's very, very much common, especially among the adolescents, like anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating. So sometimes they don't have no control. They binge eating. Too many things are ate within a short span of time, not giving time as such. Then build self-esteem through cognitive restructuring, especially like reframe. You remember yesterday we talked about reframing. So the cognition, the thinking has to be reframed. The old frame has to be replaced with a new. Old frame may be a negative attitude that has to be replaced with a positive attitude or a positive reinforcement. Encourage healthy lifestyle choices rather than unhealthy weight control behaviors. Here, sometimes we can see children are not eating. Parents are complaining they're not eating because someone would have said some comment saying that your body weight is too much or you're looking bulky. So these are some of the comments that happens in the school setup as such. So they, as a result, they hesitate to eat. Then sexuality and sexual health counseling. Here, the adolescents experience curiosity and confusion about their sexuality and relationship and reproductive health. Here, I think in our country, we are not so much encouraging to give an education about the sex and sexuality, even by the parents. I think it's necessary now, with a lot of information that they are receiving from the technology or online, we need to give them a clear-cut instruction about sex and sexuality. Of course, in the schools there are, but I think it is not sufficient what the instructions giving, because they are assuming things out of curiosity. They are getting into the problem, even as adolescents. Like just imagine 13-year-old girl from Coimbatore became pregnant recent past, the news was. So these are some of the things that is coming up, and many things are hidden. So providing accurate, non-judgmental information about sexual health, addressing gender identity and sexual orientation concerns, promoting safe sex practices, especially like sexually transmitted diseases and unintended pregnancies, helping adolescents navigate peer pressure and consent in relationship, encouraging healthy emotional and romantic relationship. I'm not talking about the friendship level as such. We need to know our boundary, especially parents who are here. Teach your daughters or the boys, your boundary, where is it? Should not be beyond that boundary, because there is a lot of peer pressure that is happening. So boundary has to be kept up. Need for substance abuse counseling, especially in case of educating about risk on alcohol, drugs, and tobacco, identifying early warning signs of substance use, providing coping strategies for peer pressure and stress management, engaging in motivational interviewing to encourage positive change. Again, the importance of creating a positive attitude, positive thinking. Obviously, we need to involve the family. There again, problem occurs if the divorced parents, single parents, all this can cause problem, especially when there is no relationship, when there is a personality conflict between the father and mother. And there are also cases like when the father is taking certain type of drugs or father is an alcoholic, there is a tendency for children to become alcoholics. Here again, the career development is a choice, and future goals are crucial concerns for adolescents. Career counseling is assisted by helping adolescents explore their interests. Actually, when they reach in the 10th, 8th standard itself, they should see what they want to do it. So that is a goal setting real time, because they get a little bit of information about the different careers. So we need to promote them. What do they want to become in the future? When they study 8th standard, so most of our schools, we promote saying that they should come to a conclusion. Or as a counselor, need to give an explanation. What are the scores for such a particular profession? What are the disadvantages? Now people also look at the salary base, job opportunities, all this. Then guiding them through education and vocational options. It's not only people have to become doctors and engineers. There are also other professions. So promote that. Then providing decision-making strategies for career planning. Enhancing self-confidence. If the person is really self-confident, or the adolescent is really self-confident, pursuing their goal is easy for them. Then teaching adaptability and lifelong learning. So any intelligent person can adapt to the situation. So teach the adolescents or help them to adapt to the situation and change their mindset according to the situation, according to the science of the time. So some of the techniques, counseling techniques for adolescents are replacing negative self-talk, engaging in group counseling, repeating information through questions. Suppose the client is saying a simple statement, you can reverse that into a question. Or when the client is asking too many questions, you can also make it as a statement. A bit like paraphrasing that we have learned it, but here the information has been given it in a question form. Certain techniques for questioning the adolescents is ask the adolescent to write the question in sheets and put them in a box provided. I think in many of the schools now they are doing. what are their problems they are supposed to put it in their box as such. Then engage adolescents with non-threatening questions and asking open-ended questions, not yes or no questions, and avoid why questions. Because why did you do this? They may not like it. What has caused you to do this? Maybe they will answer. So we must always keep in mind some of the irritating question words should not be asked to them. Sorry. 1 minute. Match the adolescent's emotional state. Casually mold rational decision-making strategies. Building rapport and trust. Establish a safe and non-judgmental environment. Again, we need to keep in mind the non-judgmental environment, that is in the positive attitude. Use active listening and empathetic communication. You remember we said about this in active listening, not only with hearing. Active listening is you're seeing, understanding, including feeling and tasting also has to be used when you talk about listening. Then be authentic and respectful to foster trust. Please unmute your mic. Yeah. As we said it again, the cognitive behavioral therapy.
So I think sister is gone out of the Zoom once again. All right. So if you have some questions, you can pose your questions. Sister, yeah, Pooja, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening.
Not clear.
Sir, am I audible? Okay, good evening, sir.
Go ahead. Yes, yeah.
Sir, actually, can you please give me example of judgmental behavior? What is the meaning of judgmental behavior for the students or for the children? How can we adopt the non-judgmental behavior?
See, for example, a student does not do well in the examinations.
Yes.
Okay. So you can make a judgmental statement like that you are good for nothing. So this is the judgmental statement. In fact, what happens, it enters into the minds of the students through a process called retroflexion, and it enters, and in fact they turn to become useless, turn to become worthless. Like so, therefore, it's always important to avoid judgmental statements.
Okay. So, but in case of our children, for example, I know the behavior of my child.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and I may make a statement according to his behavior. So
yeah, usually we are very feel free with our own kids. Very, yeah. We make all kinds of statements, knowingly
yes.
or unknowingly, but somehow it can affect the children. Like, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, welcome, yeah. Any other questions? Yes, who is it? Yeah, Dr. Jnana Saraswati. You can come on the video. I'll be happy to take up some questions if you come on the video,
Yes,
so
sir.
that I can. Yeah, sister is back again. Sister, I think we shall take up some questions now. Yeah.
Oh, fine, fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, you can come on online. No problem. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
recently
Yeah.
we
Go
had
ahead.
parent teachers meeting in our college. To our mentees, a group of boys.
What meeting, ma'am? What meeting, ma'am?
Parent teachers meeting, sir, in college.
Parents teachers meeting. Very
Yeah.
important. Yes. Yeah.
And
So
the parents. Yes, sir.
you attended as a parent or as a teacher?
I'm a teacher, sir. As a
I know.
teacher.
All
As a
right.
teacher.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
And the boy, it seems when he was in 12th standard and 11th standard, he was very fat, very plumpy. And they showed the image, picture also. He was really very plumpy. And after coming to college, then he lost weight purposefully because other students were bullying him, saying many things. So he reduced his weight very considerably that we couldn't believe that this was the boy. And what happened now, he has become like anorexia. And he started developing many illnesses due to diet. And parents, took that boy to doctor, and they consulted first and second opinion, and he is literally thin. We can see him saying that he is anorexic. And parents were asking. Just cross. Someone else mic is on. It's echoing.
Thank you, Miss Divya, your mic is on. Kindly mute your mic. Yeah.
And in spite of everybody's advice, that boy is still not eating properly, and doctors have told, it seems it definitely he is going to go to the next worst level because of his poor diet habit. And I showed all the images and pictures and some videos where medicos have been posted. But what better counseling that can be given to this boy, sir, to not to become anorexic? This is my question, sir.
Sister, you would like to answer?
So go ahead. I'm not able to share the PPT. I'm just trying.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. So, Dr. Jnana Saraswati, first of all, we must know that he's in a transitional period of time. So during the transition, so many things can happen. And anorexia is one of the psychological issues. Actually, mostly girls experience this, but it's unfortunate that the boy is undergoing this problem of anorexia. So, what is this anorexia? To me, it comes from a psychological state of emptiness, psychological state of nothingness. Like, so it's not a simple psychosomatic symptom, but basically it is a psychological problem. What all of a sudden triggers him to lose so much of his weight? Probably there are some hidden meanings behind this anorexia. One of the issues could be for young adolescents is that they actually struggle with so many issues during this transitional period of time. Number one, I think I mentioned in one of my presentations, like when somebody asked me the similar type of question, like number one, so what is my identity? You see, so far till 12th standard, probably he was looking very good, and he was one of the smartest boys and the intelligent boys in the school. But then all of a sudden he comes to the college, and it's a transitional period, and he goes through a kind of an identity crisis. Like, now, who am I? What is my identity? So this is one of the issues. The other issue is that now, what is my role in the society? What is my role in the family? And what is my role in the college? And where do I stand in terms of my contributions to the college life? Because it's a new place, new situation, new friends, and everything seems to be new. and he probably such children, they are not aware of what is their role in the college or what is their role in the society. And the third difficulty that the adolescents go through is that difficulty about intimacy. Who do I love? Because this is a transitional period, like, because he's free. Nobody is looking after him. Nobody is there to supervise. As long as he was in the school, that he had his teachers to look after him. He had parents to report. But then when he comes to the college, I don't know whether he's staying in the hostel or he's a day scholar. But the situation is very new. So who do I love? The issue of intimacy. And the fourth issue is that the issue of morality. Now, what is good? What is bad? What is the right thing to do? And what is the wrong thing to do? So all these issues can be really confusing the adolescents who are in the transitional period. Like that can really play a major havoc in his life and making him simply empty. See, anorexia is it's one of the emptiness or nothingness is one of the symptoms of anorexia. So probably we need to he is searching for some answers, like, so when he gets some answers, probably his health may improve. So this is what I have to tell you.
So thank you so much for a very
Yes.
detailed explanation, sir. This would really
Yeah.
help me to take care of that boy and to do something really good for the boy. Thank you so much, sir, once again.
All
And
right,
thank
you're
you, sister,
welcome. You're
for
welcome.
bringing
Yeah.
up that issue.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's one point to add. This
Yeah.
anorexia is loss of appetite. So why this loss of appetite is? It is because of the emotional disturbances that is happening within oneself.
Okay. Okay.
So when we talk about bulimia, it is overeating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when within a short span of time, they themselves try to vomit it out.
Yeah.
So in these cases, the emotional disturbances that is happening within the mind, it is being showed it in your digestive system.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much.
Yes, we can take up the final question from Divya Sridharan. Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sister.
Yes, yeah.
So there was a couple counseling that I have to take up. In that couple counseling, the wife complained to me like whenever any kid visits to our family, my husband always buys a toy or something to the kid.
Oh, yes, yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
Parallelly, he buys
I
the
muted
same
it,
kind
yeah.
of toy for himself also. Now my house is flooded with so much of toys, though we don't have a planned kid for ourselves. So how to take up this situation? So when we inquired with the spouse of that female, they actually told like what he stated his answer was like, I was put up in hostel from the age of 3 and I was not provided with so much of toys. Now, whenever I'm seeing such kind of toys and now so I'm yearning, I'm able to buy all those things. But I don't want to use it. I want to keep it safe. But still, I want to buy it, which is not useful for me. So, how to handle this situation, sir?
Sister, you want to answer or?
I know you answered it because I'm not very clear about it. I'm not able to get it correctly.
All right. Yes.
Since
Yeah.
she
I
asked
just
it,
want
yeah.
to remind you about the two concepts. Like one concept is gratification. The other concept is deprivation. Can you hear me, ma'am, Divya?
I can hear you, sir.
Oh yes, yeah. So it looks like the person has been deprived of certain needs, like actually toys represent an object. So object it actually represents object relations. Now if somebody,
No, sir, your voice is breaking.
it's all about object relationships.
Okay.
Are you aware of Winnicott's object relations theory?
No, sir.
You're not aware. Okay. So basically, in childhood, um, uh, children, they are so much attached to the basic objects. The objects could be persons, objects could be things like. But children, the objects are the primary caregivers, the mother and the father. Suppose if the child is not gratified of its needs during the childhood days, and the needs are the needs are deprived. So when he or she grows up as an adolescent or adult, until and unless the need for relationship, the need for object relationship is gratified, this kind of behavior will is likely to continue.
So, will there be any particular time frame, sir, when this kind of need will
We,
get
yes,
satisfied?
we do not know. We do not know the intensity of the object relations like. Yeah. Suppose if the deprivation was so intense, it would take a longer time. And if the deprivation of the object relations was less in intensity, he might improve sooner or later.
Got you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
All
sister.
welcome. Yes, yeah. Okay, so shall we close it for today?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have one more hand. Yes, Dr. Vijay.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Yeah.
Sir, how do I know if my teenager needs counseling, not guidance? Because
Yes.
most
Symptoms.
of teenagers of
Symptoms.
this generation are having
Yeah.
all sorts of pressure, anxiety, everything they have. Whether
Yes, yeah.
all those adolescents need counseling? One. And second question is, talk therapy for adolescent, how it works?
What therapy? Talk therapy.
Talk therapy for adolescents.
Okay, okay, yeah. Psychotherapy. All right, okay. Oh, fine, yeah. So how do we know adolescents need counseling, through the behaviors? So the body language. So when the mind forgets, the body will remind you. So the child is doing well, all of a sudden he has lost interest in everything, meaning what? Something has gone wrong with him. So for that's a time to identify the child the adolescent needs some counseling like. So through the behaviors. And the symptoms are very obvious, the symptoms are very evident. Secondly, what is this talk therapy? So all through these days of the presentation, in fact, one or the other ways we have been talking about the impact of talk therapy. The moment that I disclose myself to someone who is trustworthy, definitely I experience a kind of psychological relief. It's not only a psychological relief, but also the relief in the emotional level and relief an experience of peacefulness in one's personality. So therefore, we in psychology we call it as catharsis, meaning letting out. So what is this talk therapy? You let out what you have not been able to let out. So therefore, the counselor provides the holding environment. This is very important. The counselor provides a holding environment so that the client can speak out openly, trusting the counselor, relying on the knowledge, skills, and experience of the counselor. When the student opens up, definitely he experiences a kind of catharsis. And in the process, that 50% of the relief comes through this, talk therapy. Like the other 50% of the relief comes from the self-disclosure of the clients. So definitely it has a very very serious impact, or very significant effect on the life of the clients. Like, did I answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Okay. Okay, that's all we have to say. I think it's almost 7:24, and if you have any other questions that you want to ask me regarding the course, you can ask me.
Sir, Divya here,
Yes,
sir,
yeah,
again. Sir,
yeah,
you have pasted a few articles over there in our group chat, sir, for Drug Awareness Week. What is it actually about, sir? What we have to do on that?
yeah. No, you don't have to do anything. I'm just, I have just posted to you for your information, because
Okay.
we are um, we are doing whatever we can, because our campus, has about 7,500 students, like from various backgrounds. Like this is not only from in the national level but also in the international level. Like, so we observe the drug free awareness week. Like, I posted this because that we are dealing with adolescents, and sister was dealing with adolescents. So therefore,
Got it.
I posted this because tomorrow we are going to administer these tests to the students who want to take the test. Like, so it will be in the open space, and whoever wants to take up the test, I am engaging all the first MSc students. There are about 39 of them. We are engaging all the 39 to administer the test for the whole campus. Like, so we have this program from 9:30 to 4:30 p.m. and beyond. Like, just wanted to give you the
Got it, sir.
information. You
Thank you,
don't
sir.
have to do anything, like, and it's only for your knowledge. Because since we
Okay,
are
sir.
dealing with adolescents, I thought I will post this for your knowledge. You don't have to do anything else. And in your own places, you can use these tests. These tests are available in open source. You can use this test for your own students. That's another intention that I posted this to you. Okay. Shall we call it a day? Dr. Divya Sridhar.
Yet to become doctor, sir. Another 3 more years to go.
All right. Okay. Okay, sister, are
Thank
you
you so
online?
much, sister.
Okay,
Yes, you're
okay.
welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
I
you.
suppose I answered your questions, ma'am.
Yes, sir, definitely.
All right, fine. Yeah. Sister,
Yes, sir.
yeah, you come on video. You're
Yeah.
not coming on video. So thank you very much. I
Thank
think
you.
you could cover many things today. Yeah, in fact, you almost covered 2 topics, and unfortunately, you went out twice. Like, yeah.
I think there is some disturbance.
Disturbance in your bandwidth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Thank
Oh,
you.
you are back again. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.